Good afternoon. Welcome to the March Executive Committee meeting of the University Board of Retirement System. Today is Tuesday, March 31st. The time is 12:45 p.m. Please be reminded that the committee meeting is being recorded and will be posted to the BERS YouTube channel. I will now begin calling the roll. Frank Sabella. Donald Edwards, I don't know where that guy is at here. Greg Faulkner, present. Anthony Giordano, alternate Alice Stone's here, and Karina Pollen.
Present.
Via WebEx.
Yeah.
It is WebEx, right? Okay. We have a quorum.
Did you also get the other, I'm sorry, did you get the other trustees online?
Revenue
Bill and Dorsa and Slattery.
John Collins, revenue trustee. Yeah.
Oh,
Good afternoon.
Jonathan Collins is present in the meeting for the record, and Mahisha Sapp is present. Record. Online, we have John Dorsa and Amy Slattery representing Controller Mark Levine. Now to agenda item 1 to be considered for the minutes for March 2026, which are included in your packets sent prior to the meeting. May I have a motion to approve these minutes? Motion made by Greg. Do we have a second? Second made by Frank. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes of the February meeting, executive committee meeting, please indicate if you're in favor. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Next, we have introductory comments and updates by Risk and Innovation Department Lead, Salil Mehta. May we have a motion to consider this? Motion made by Frank, second by Greg. Salil, please tell us more.
hi, everyone. I'm going to, first let me share the screen. Hang on.
Make a note from stuff.
We took the lights, so you see the screen better.
So if we could just process that.
Regularly, I don't bring it up. Or
Yeah,
I was going to make the comments brief today, and what I wanted to just mention is the question that came up at the last meeting concerning annual growth rates and how they're different than investment for the entire plan, investment growth rates. I'll remind folks that approximately a year and a half ago, I did a presentation to the executive committee, and it lays out data that is very consistent with what we have today. And it basically shows what is the reserve contributions into the fund. Then you have the portfolio, and then your benefits and admin costs that are paid out of it. The numbers haven't changed very much on the employee side. The employer contributions have spiked to around 300, and that's a lot of that's due to auto enrollment. And there's a small pickup in payment costs. The amount of money coming into the fund is coming in at around 4% right now, while the payments out are around 6%. So that's how you get a negative 2% cash flow, plus the convexity and the stresses in here. So even if you have a 7% investment growth, the plan growth is roughly 2.5 less than that, around 4 to 4.5%. So when you see, for example, the ETI deck a little later, and they have 3 different plan growth rates, that's why if you center around the 3 to 5, and even though our investments may be growing a lot higher than that, that's where the math comes in. And I'll show one other thing, if I could toggle this. I actually spoke to Merrick over the last couple of days just to confirm the numbers are consistent going through the current year, which if I can bring it up, 1 second. Can folks see this on screen right now? Folks online from Merrick, for example, or no? Probably not. 1 second. Let me do share. Yeah, I might be able to see it. So anyway, all the trustees got this just a few days ago. It's just completely fresh, and you can actually see the numbers as I've stated going out to current. It's in the table A4. You can see the numbers are picking up due to the payments coming out from the pretty much a doubling of members starting to come on board and actives. So that's all I wanted to say for today for the comments. And there's no other sort of additional update in terms of performance. We're on track in terms of plan pacings and so forth. Any questions? Then I had trouble last time at the board meeting. If there's questions, that kind of derail things, but today it's good.
Don't ask a question.
Questions and comments. And folks online, feel free to chime in anytime. If folks are on mute or send a check, sometimes I may not be able to see all the screens at the same time.
Any other questions? Okay, seeing no questions, thank you, Salil. On the next agenda item, we have a few items for executive session. Do we have a motion to enter into executive session? Motion. Motion made by Frank, second by Greg. All those in favor of entering into executive session, please make it known. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion carries.
Bill has your hand raised.
We're going into executive session.
Bill has.
We now are going to report out from executive session. In executive session, the trustees
Okay. Just aside.
one real estate investment and also approve the annual ETI plan. This was the last item on the agenda for today's executive committee meeting. The next scheduled executive meeting for the Blue Red Retirement System is Tuesday, April 28th at 12:30. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Mr. Thorston and Amy.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Last item.
That's right. Amy, John.
John.
Hi, everybody. I have John with me because his camera, see, you've got the dynamic duo here. His camera wasn't working, so he's with me. He's right there in the corner.
Haven't killed itself.
So we'll both kind of let you know. We let Donald know, and I'm sure that word probably has spread, but we made a formal announcement. The comptroller made a formal announcement today that that he has asked Monty Tarbox to stay on a permanent basis as our CIO, and Monty has accepted. So that's our big news, and we're very excited.
And we're happy to have him come to a regular meeting.
I'm sorry. Say that again. What happened?
Oh, sorry, Kareem. So Monty Torbach, who's been the interim for the last couple of months, has been asked by the comptroller to stay on in a more permanent capacity. So he has accepted, and he's officially been named the chief investment officer.
So he's no longer interim.
He's no longer
interim. Yeah, he's
And
permanent.
so you're not, the search for the position is no longer happening.
Yeah, the search has been suspended, I guess. Yeah, I was going to say.
So I guess I'm trying to get to the root of, is he a temporary for a certain amount of time, or is he the permanent employee?
He's a permanent employee, and he's going to stay as long as Mark is asking him to stay. So yeah. And we're all very happy about the situation and, yeah.
We, if you recall, we tried to come to the last meeting that wound up being on Zoom. So we do plan on having Monty come make an appearance at a regular meeting to meet all the trustees he hasn't met in person. So we'll do that in an upcoming meeting.
And for that matter, Donald and I were just texting, and he reminded me that I think the next meeting is April 21st. And I'll make a point that Mark Levine will also be attending as well. I'll make sure that we can clear his schedule, barring anything that's not clearable, and we'll bring Monty and the comptroller himself. So. Yeah.
So yeah, and we're happy between meetings to answer any questions that folks have.
Any questions?
Are there any questions? Yeah.
Yeah, how connected is he with the issues around MWBE and the lack of Black funders and stuff and things? Like, what have you guys gathered?
Do you want me to
Val,
answer that,
yeah,
Amy?
go ahead, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So I have found Monty extremely supportive. I did give him my honest opinion of needing to bring forth more diverse managers. I sent him your resolution. I sent him some correspondence from Judy making the case very clear of your desires, as well as some of the other systems. And he has sat down with me and Taffy and our team to better map out how we can increase allocations to MWBEs, working with the asset class heads, pushing them when we need to push them. And so my observation right now is that he is very supportive, very aware. He's a very strong community, he believes in community. He comes from Chicago, is very involved with unions and Taft-Hartley pension funds. And so I think he will be very supportive. I just think, as with any program within the 5 systems, we don't know how fast we're going to be able to move, but we're going to keep pushing. And he is, like I said, he's very supportive.
And I've known Monty from a professional side, and he was centered in the labor side, and he seems to be no nonsense, kind of straight up. The last teachers meeting, they called out the fact that the KKR deal shouldn't have been that long, and we would have done better on a deal by deal basis as opposed to being in the strategic, the partnership. So for the fact for him to say that out loud shows that the BS line has been kind of cut, and that's something I appreciate for sure.
Okay. I just, again, former controller, again, the fact that he spoke of the lack of Black people as if they were just invented the 4 years he was in office, the baseline was crap, and it remains to be crap. And if you are wondering why there are so many white funds or white man-led funds, there is a formula behind that must be obvious to everybody but white men. I don't know how it works, but Black folks did not just exist in this 4 years ago when he took office. So if he took it from 0 to 4 and thinks that's progress, that's crap. We were always here, and it's always a reflection of being disenfranchised. There is something that is blocking Black people from taking advantage of the funds that are available, and it is so obvious. So we have to please just make sure he knows that BERS knows what time it is. And if it's about the same okie doke, then I'll be walking out the room, because we can't be starting from ground zero. It cannot, I hope we are not starting at 0 once there was man. No, we need to act like there has been deliberate attempt to keep Black people out of this conversation, or you would not have which landed you to 90% of white ran asset firms or what have you. So we really need to come that we're leaving a lot of stuff on the table because of our failure to attract what it is that we're supposed to attract. And I'm really hoping that he understands that in his core. If you're going to say community, if you're going to say mission driven, if you're going to say economically targeted, we need to understand that there's something that has been lacking and lagging.
Maisha, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Because the last time we talked, and I really appreciated this, my only communication with Tarbuck so far was March 19th, when he sent a private credit update. In that list, I did note that one of the managers was Brightwood. Could you please ask if he would be doing a, I don't know, Friday series with Brightwood in the upcoming future? We have this Friday's canceled, I realize, but I'd like you to make an invitation for somebody like Singal to come speak to us.
Yes.
I think
Okay.
I think the key word is the former controller. And the current controller is actually showing a commitment to this kind of work. So I'm expecting that things are going to improve greatly.
Thank you.
Brightwood was on.
Valerie, to that end, have you guys kind of readjusted the calculation of MWBs? To the thing strip out the kind of falsities that propped up the number?
So Taffy and Joe have been working on that, and I believe they will have some revised numbers for you shortly. One thing I will say, jumping back to Monty, I can't use any names, but Judy and her team and I and my team both recommended that we move forward with an African American manager, and there was a little resistance based on size and whatnot, and Monty supported us to getting that actually to go through our process. So I don't know if it'll be approved. I want to be very careful, but I'm just wanting to show you there was one example where he did push to get through and make sure that it's on its way to a green light meeting and hopefully through our process.
We need more of that, Valerie. I appreciate that.
Moving.
Yeah, we need more of that. And it needs not to be a consideration. It needs to be like, it's a loss. It's actually, it's quite embarrassing. You know, we have some stuff we really, really need to take out of consideration category and really say, you want to know what? We need to make some moves here and get this new blood, these great opportunities to make money for the firm. It's like you're shooting yourself in your left foot when we look at things with old paradigms. The times are changing. We really need help here, you know? So I'm looking forward to you getting back to us with that. And we talked about Brightwood before. I don't know.
We already identified the issue with Brightwood, so I don't think we need to keep bringing that up over and over again, both on the Makita side and the staff side. We identified the issues with the manager, and we're giving them time to fix those issues. So it doesn't make sense to bring them back in until they fix those issues.
Oh, did you talk to us about it?
We did go over that at one of the meetings, yeah.
Oh, all right.
So again,
Fair
I
enough.
just would like the opportunity to say, if on a Friday series, which is more of a Chatham House Rules conversation about right now, you know, there's an update that we needed to hear because private credit has been such an area of concern. So we'd love to get that perspective.
Yeah.
That's why we're putting the request in.
Well, and Alice, if those are two separate discussions. One is about an allocation recommendation. The other is about a speaker for our speaker series.
Correct.
If you have suggestions for the speaker series, feel free to email John or Amy or me, and we will get those to the folks that do the scheduling. And so they're two very different topics.
For now, I think the low-hanging fruit would be probably the speaker series.
Sure.
Thank you.
Valerie, we can expect you to call. Oh, sorry.
I was asking, any other comments, questions?
Valerie, will you be coming to present next year's plan, say October, November time? That's usually the frequency we get these. I mean, I know we're off just because everything's starting up, but they're about right.
If I could predict how everything works with your meetings and our approvals, I would be able to tell you. I don't know for sure, but typically, we do the pacing plans over the summer, try to get internal approval and BAM sort of in the fall. This year, a lot of the pacing plans were presented to you in, I believe, in January. I mean, Dorsa, feel free to step in. You know better than I how it all works, but I would say it would be more like December, January. What do you think, Dorsa?
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. It's trying to match up internal, external parties, because we do rely on consultants to help along with those pacing plans and annual plans. So it's the amalgamation of a lot of different channels. So the end of the year, I think Val's right that that's probably where it would.
I was just trying to set align expectations, but yeah, that's great.
Any other questions, comments?
This is good. This is juicy.
Seeing none. Okay, so we've reported out. The next meeting for the executive committee is April 28th at 12:30. And we have a motion to adjourn. Motion made by Greg. Do we have a second? Second by Frank. All those in favor of adjourning the meeting, please indicate if you're in favor. Aye. Any opposed? The meeting is adjourned.